Being that you've enjoyed so many programs from the start of beautiful Wednesday up until this particular hour that we will be having a very amazing interactive session as it has to do with what is trending on the socials. I welcome you and appreciate you for always the socials. I welcome you and appreciate you for always sticking around with us right here on Spectrum Television. Welcome to another exciting, educative, and informative program right here being #trending, the program that keeps you abreast with everything that is trending on the socials, cutting across all spheres and sectors. That is what we talk about right here, as long as it is trending. Yes, and of course, it has to be of topical importance or something that we will just draw out something, a lesson or example for ourselves. My name is Ofonono Joseph. If you call me Lady OJ, you know what it is already. We are going to be friends forever. So without much ado, let's just start already with what is trending on the internet. And I hate to start with something that is negative, but what can we say? We want Nigeria to be better. So let me cue in with every other person, with thousands of Nigerians that are calling for accountability and that, you know, want this set of people, these bandits, these terrorists, to be pinned down. We have a video of a bandit, a terrorist, a Boko Haram that's trending on TikTok. Very young people. This particular one has a TikTok account with followers, makes videos of when he arrests people, when they manhandle people, and when they demand for money, and when the money comes, and they just flaunting this in the faces of Nigerians. You know that we hear a lot of cases with evidence. Sometimes they can kidnap or abduct a military man, murder the man, and, you know, go about wearing their uniforms, camouflaging with their uniforms, just as we're seeing on the picture we have on the screen right here. So Nigerians are calling on the government. Why is it that you can track anybody that's, you know, tweets something that is anti-government? You can track the person to the person's house, and we have a terrorist that is using the internet. And this person is not outside of Nigeria. This person is in Nigeria. This person has over 5,000 followers and likes on TikTok. And the face is out there. Why can't they be tracked? Why can't they be arrested? And we're also seeing the video of a very young bandit, you know, flaunting Nigerian currency after they've abducted somebody and demanded for a ransom, and the ransom was paid, and they are making a video. They have access to the internet, they can use their smartphones, they have electricity, because where else are they going to, you know, charge their phones or power their gadgets and accessories? Questions that are in the minds of Nigerians seeking answers. Let's see the video of the other one flaunting Nigerian currency, you know, the money they got from kidnapping. Let's see the video. Their faces. They even have social media accounts. What is that impossible thing that the DSS, that the police force, the forces in Nigeria merged together cannot do? Or what's that thing they do not have that could help them track these people down? Or will we say that there is something they know that we do not know? Because these people are here terrorizing innocent Nigerians, murdering innocent Nigerians, demanding for ransom, and the ransom will be paid, and they will make a video. Their faces are there. It's not hidden. Why can they not be tracked and arrested and prosecuted? That is the question on so many hearts of Nigerians that demands answers from the government. Let us take a few comments on social media as we await your reaction on this particular video. What do you think the government should do to track down terrorists in Nigeria? Chinonso the Great says 55K plus followers, 19K plus likes. Who are the people doing this engagement? The questions we have without answers coming from Derek. But if I wear camo, take do content before my posts go viral, soldiers and DSS don't track me to my house. Exactly the same thing I said. That's coming from Derek. Okay, Uchiha says, I tell God beg you, make we do everything to change this government. Make we do everything to change this government. Well, it is in the hands of the electorate to vote in whoever they want to vie into or to occupy any particular position. And we have the powers. Powers belongs to the people. But do powers really belong to the people when they mount on that particular position that they are vying for? This is what Nigerians are asking. Why can these terrorists, why can these bandits not be tracked down? When we're seeing their faces, when they're making videos, they're showing how they torture people in their den. When they abduct people, they show how they torture people, they put it out on the internet. What is that device that, you know, the military need, that the police force needs to track down these people and punish them accordingly? We need answers coming. We need answers from the government of the day, because we need to be at peace in our own country. Forging ahead to something there's family related, that's relationship related, that is love related. But you know me, I always say that if half of family, love, relationship problems in Nigeria could be solved, just maybe half of Nigeria's problems would be solved, because all of these things spirals from the home. Okay, it's from the home to the outside. If you don't have good parenting, good mentors, then you're just roaming the street and you become whoever and whatever you want to become. A certain couple went to the photo studio to take a photo shoot, but something chaotic happened as the husband to the lady tried to check something from her phone, and there was a scuffle because the wife refused to hand over her phone to the husband. And this was supposed to be a romantic photo shoot between a husband and a wife, but no, it turned chaotic, and there was this scuffle, there was this misunderstanding, there was this fight, and I could say war between the husband and the wife, because the husband really wanted to have his hands on the wife's phone, and the wife too, on her part, refused to give her phone to the husband so that the husband could access her phone. Oh my God, this is war. This is love war. What do you think of this particular video that you are about to see? Do you think the husband was encroaching on the wife's privacy? Do you think it's okay for a husband and a wife to have access to each other's phone if for real there is nothing, there's no skeleton in their cupboard? Let us see the video that I'm talking about as you send in your comments and reactions.
Ready? Listen. One. Salam alaikum. Casablanca. Hey. Mamba. Hey. Salam alaikum. Canada. Hey. Casablanca. Oya. Mamba. Yeah. Are you what? This tablet is very expensive.
I am short of words. I am flabbergasted because what is this? This is something that we're not even supposed to see. So imagine persons that were supposed to take the shots for them where they're recording the scuffle because it's not supposed to be a big deal. What do you have in your phone that your husband cannot access? What are you hiding in your phone? And vice versa. What would a husband have in his phone that the wife cannot access? And why are they washing their dirty linen outside? If whatever transpired there that we do not know, we can't place our hands on what happened. But we're seeing that that man really wanted. So they had a conversation of some sort, you know, which spiraled into what we're seeing because persons that made the recording are saying that a video shoot that turned chaotic. Husband wanted to access the wife's phone. You know, it could be the wife is cheating or something. And was that the right place? How do you judge this case? I'm putting it out to you. How do you judge this? Because this is more like a family problem. What do you think the husband would have done differently so that it doesn't come out to the public space? Well, you know what? If it didn't come out, I won't have what to talk with you about. But we are learning, by the way, and TV is serving its purpose. What do you think the husband would have done differently? What do you think the wife would have done differently? Is it okay for a wife and a husband to have access to each other's phones? Or would you say that the husband was encroaching on her privacy? Send in your comments and thoughts. Let's take her privacy. Send in your comments and thoughts. Let's take few on Twitter. Boyke says, if you girls protect your private parts the way you protect your phones, I don't think there will be a problem about marriage. Okay, you mean some ladies. Okay, some ladies don't, some do. I don't know what you're doing. If you can trust each other with your phones, that's coming from Ego Oyibo, right? Okay, we've already taken that of Boyka. That's Ebuka Deface. We've already taken this one, this comment. Ketowski says, once he gets to this stage, I'm done. What's she hiding? The guy too shouldn't buy person cause him won't check phone. Oh my God. I don't know what to say, but I'm just saying this is something that shouldn't have been in a public space. Both of them are matured enough. If they had something unresolved, they could take it outside of the studio. But look at them now, washing their dirty linen outside in front of so many persons, and they were recording it, and we're having it here. Okay, what is it with trust issues? It's not so hard. If you can't stay faithful, maybe you don't just have a partner. How about you stick to yourself, by yourself, than sticking with someone that loves you so much and you're being unfaithful to each other and you're going through the scuffle that we're seeing right now. If it was something good that you had in your phone, you won't hide it from your partner, right? We know the right thing, so let us do the right thing. I hope you are learning. Let us delve into something else that is rather, I would say, is rather embarrassing. Someone has put out this video and it's trending on the socials because the person is saying people go to church for different purposes, but look at you in Nigeria. Look at the different types of phones and gadgets that people are charging in the church, like in the church auditorium, in the auditorium. How are you even supposed to concentrate on the sermon or the song ministration or whatever that's going on right there on the podium if you have all of these gadgets lined up charged? Maybe some people come to church because they want to charge their gadgets, or some just, you know, there's always power at some point, maybe 90% power in church, so they do not have. So lots of persons are saying if there was constant supply of electricity in Nigeria, this kind of thing will not be on social media. So the government of the day should step up to at least give us this particular basic need, being power in Nigeria, so that some persons won't disguise going to church to charge their gadgets and saying they want to worship, because they can also steal people's phones or laptops or stuff, power bank, and run away from the church. What do you think of this? Is this okay? You know, if it goes outside of Nigeria, the video you're about to see, is it okay? Nigeria. Which way? Nigeria. Let's see the...
We need your mercy, cause Nigeria are suffering. We have gone far away from your lovely God. Iwa Oluwa, Iwa Lawambe, Iyanje Nigeria. Ebi npa won mekunu tosan toru.
Did you see the phones? Ah. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like, you know, the word, I'm embarrassed somehow. In church, your concentration is divided. You're looking at your phone. Is my phone charging? I hope no one hit the cord or something. Okay, what's the pastor saying? But this is something that we shouldn't even be talking about, because we have all that it takes for us to have constant supply of electricity in Nigeria. But you know it all. We will always talk about it until we have it done. Do not stop talking about it. Do not stop trying to hold the government accountable. Lots of phones being charged in church. What is your thought as we take few comments on social media and move over to another trend? Boma Daketima says, these same people will collect money from the corrupt politicians and rig elections. So how will their lives be better? Shame on our corrupt politicians. Okay, I love the word you use, shame on the corrupt ones. Olani Shenbenga says, it will surprise you that someone is there eyeing a big phone, though he is not there to charge, but to uncharge the phone and cut it away. Very true. Very true, Olani. Isaac Ojo, they will later use their phones to defend their oppressors on social media platforms. So after they're done charging and you try to hold the government of the day accountable, they're going to use that same phone that they charged in church. Hey, don't talk about my constituent leader like that. Don't talk about my, you know, try to defend the ill-mannered politicians that embezzle public funds. But your vote is going to count come 2027, right? Yeah. Let your vote count as you go out there as an electorate to vote whoever you want to occupy a particular position in your constituent. Go out and vote come 2027. We only hope that our vote counts. Moving forward, okay, my tone has changed because I love what I'm about to see. A certain lady in Nigeria has made a video of a church just for special needs people. These special needs people is maybe the deaf, the dumb, you know, they use sign language to communicate. So there is a church for them. In as much as every citizen in Nigeria have got a class or a status where they belong, these people also need to belong somewhere. They need to have a place of worship. They've got schools around. So now it is a church. And people are so shocked that they've never seen a church designated for special needs people, like people that use sign language, the deaf and the dumb. And they were also shocked again with the fact that they had, you know, a set of drum, a set of band instrument. How do they hear when it's played to maybe dance to the rhythm, and everything in the church was just quiet? But the people in there, they were so happy, feeling among, praising God, despite what they're going through, despite their special needs. And people are so shocked and amazingly surprised all at the same time. Very emotional and beautiful. Let us see the video.
And we could barely hear a sound. I was fascinated already. Mind you, my friend does not know a single thing about the deaf culture, nor the deafies in general. I think she got to be conversant with the word deaf just because of me, because I am a friend and I am a sign language interpreter. We were having their Sunday school session by the time we arrived at the Deaf Student Church Fellowship. I guess the topic, the rich man and Lazarus. The Sunday school session was very, very interactive and interesting as the teacher called on different people to summarize the teaching for the day, and it was so fun to interpret all that was going on in the service to TJ, just so to carry her along. And when it was time for praise and worship, they worshipped and praised with their whole energy. From the choristers to the congregation, it was full of energy. After the praise session, it was time for the responsive Bible reading and prayer of thanksgiving. There was this particular prayer that touched my heart. It said, "We are deaf, but our Father in heaven is not deaf. He can hear us." And it really touched me. For the deaf used to have this kind of assurance, how much more myself? Why do I keep complaining to God as if he is deaf, as if he can't hear me? Pastor preached and it was very interesting. I was introduced as a first timer and I was asked some questions. After service, I interacted with almost every one of them. And we were given biscuit and chilled water. We bade everyone goodbye, and yes, they were indeed happy to have us around. Now, hear what TJ has to say. So how was the experience attending a deaf church?
I was shocked,
Yes.
surprised, and overwhelmed, but in a good way. I was surprised in a good way, and I felt emotion at some point. Maybe
Look at me smiling to the bank. I love it. Okay, let me break it to you that I used to attend classes for sign language in order to be able to communicate with special needs people, but at some point I stopped. So maybe I would have really done a little of signing for you right now, but I'm ashamed that I didn't continue with the class. Very thoughtful, very emotional and beautiful to watch. The excitement on their faces. And you heard the person that went to the church, she was saying, if these people could be this excited, they're feeling that they belong somewhere, how about us? We have every part of our body functioning and working, so we should be more grateful to God. What do you think of this video? Should something like this be inculcated in every society? Because we have special needs people, so they too need to feel that they belong somewhere and that they are loved, okay? And not for people to always talk down on them or make them feel less of a human. Do not forget, they're also human beings. They've got blood running through them. They've got feelings too. Some of them, they get married and they also have a family. So for this thing to happen, and you saw the feeling, the happiness in them, do you think it should be inculcated in some society so that we just establish a place of worship, whether they're Christians or Muslims, just for special needs people? Or do you think there's no need? Let's take your comment from our social media page as we take few on Twitter. Koye says, for many people with disabilities in Nigeria, everyday life is still full of barriers. Seeing communities create spaces where they can participate fully is both moving and necessary. Okay, great. Big Junior, this is my first time seeing church too, and I felt so emotional while watching the video. I felt emotional too. The last comment coming from Hope, the beautiful thing is that in their silence, the message is still passed and well received. Education is never a waste. Education is never a waste, for real. And the person they were worshiping, dancing to, and jubilating before his presence, which is God. Who is God? He hears, he listens, he doesn't look down on anybody. So their praise and worship and supplication has been accepted and understood by God. So let me just do this. This is how you say I love you for in sign language. I love you. Oh my God, I haven't forgotten that part. Okay, that's really beautiful and emotional to watch, and this should be encouraged in our societies to carry these special needs people along. Our last trend for today is about a female SS3 student of Command Secondary School. Her name is Mariano Okonkwo in Iyanyipaja, Lagos. She has shown breezes of cane laceration, I could say, by a buzzer. This was sustained on her by a buzzer in her school, okay, called Mr. Farouk. And you know what it is already. These came on social media and people are taking sides. Why should a teacher or a buzzer flog a student, a girl at that, to have this kind of marks, these lacerations that we are seeing on her thighs? And people have said, yes, it is, Army Command Secondary School. It is Army school. Here we're seeing the picture, so you should expect it. If you do not like this kind of discipline, this kind of training, how about you pull your child out from the school? Most of them are even coming with testimonies that, disciplines like this shaped them to become who they are today. That if they were left to live a wayward and naughty life, they will not amount to anything good in life. But think about this. If you are to discipline a child, must it get to this point that we're seeing? Must it get to this point? What if something happens to her in the process? What if she faints in the process? What if she, gasps for breath in the process and maybe loses her life or something just because she wanted to correct her over something she did wrong? Let us all learn. This is somebody's child. Let us all learn, whether it's a military school, a command school, a police school. There are human beings that are there and not inanimate objects. We can always do better. So people are calling for justice, that particular buzzer, Mr. Farouk, has to face the law with the way he disciplined this girl called Marianne Okonkwo. What is your thought? Is the discipline too much? Is it too much, or was he just supposed to overlook whatever it is that the young girl did, which was not spelled out as at the point that this particular picture surfaced online? Let's take comments on social media. Mr. Andrew says, before judging blindly, confirm her offense, because she can't just be beaten for no genuine reason. But that doesn't justify this act of wickedness, because this level of beating on someone's child is unacceptable. All right, Uncle Obi, since when did school buzzers start flogging people? What kind of barbarism is this? Arrest that man. Osiso. I know that one. Well, Osiso actually means quickly in Igbo. Student lecturer says, Command Secondary School Iyani Paja needs to address this urgently. Discipline is not the same as assault. If non-teaching staff are laying hands on students, what safeguards are in place? Okay, the teacher or the buzzer has to face the full weight of law, but he has to explain to people whatever led that young lady to the point that we are seeing the marks on her skin. And of course, the military, the school, the police, and the teacher have not, come out to explain anything that happened up until now. But in due process, we're going to know how they're going to judge this case. This is all that we packaged for you on #trending, but as it is, let us take the word that we have for today before we close up. What is the word that we have for today? The word of the day is ad hoc. Ad hoc. We always hear this word, ad hoc committee, ad hoc staff, ad hoc this. So what does ad hoc means? Ad hoc describes something that is formed or used for a special purpose, or that is made or done without planning because of an immediate need. That is what ad hoc means. And how can ad hoc be used in a sentence? Example is, an ad hoc committee was formed to investigate the matter. The ad hoc committee was formed to investigate the matter. That is the meaning of the word ad hoc, and of course how it can be used in a sentence. It has been a beautiful Wednesday doing #trending with you. I cannot love you less, so I want to say again in sign language that I love you. Thank you so much for sticking around. My name is Ofonono Joseph, but if you call me Lady Ode, love you forever. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.